Hi, and welcome to this demo of what's new in File Manager on Commander Pro. And today we're going to look at the update of version 6.1 and 6.2. And for once, I will do the demo on Linux instead of Windows, because you're going to see that there's also a lot of Linux-specific improvements done. And let's start with version 6.1. Fixed on one, we added the possibility to also view icons. For example, let me select one icon, and then I can also open it in the image editor, even though it's a SVG file. So now you can also open SVG file. By default, it's just going to show the text file, but it can also open SVG files. So now you see it can also render this one. Something else is that also you could also specify the zoom. And for example, if I was doing like ×2, there was a bug of parsing this kind of text. So now it's fixed, and now it's going to multiply the size by 2. Also, we have a fix for the tree map. So it's another kind of panel. So for this one, and if I select the multi-level map like this, there was some problem that sometimes the tooltip was transparent, and that was causing some problems on platform. So now if it cannot be transparent, it's just create a normal tooltip. Let's go with files. So we had some problem when moving some files sometimes from one drive to the other drive with the dead time, and this has been fixed. For Linux, so now with Ubuntu 24 in this case. So I was testing, I saw that the location of the icon have changed since Ubuntu 22. So this has also been added to on Commander Pro 6.1. So now we also detect a new location to find some icons for your different applications. Also, we have some special directories, like for example, the home directories, or what you have something like the mounted directories that may contain other drive and things like this. And the media, let's go to media. So this one also excluded of where we could cache the icon from. And also now when you list the directories that contain small SVG files, so in this case less than 10 kilobytes, the SVG file is also parsed and used for the icon of the file. So now you can see the icon also here, and that basically is a rendering of this small file as the icon. In terms of actions, what we've done is now sometimes you have to refresh the whole panel, and it was not closing the previous panel correctly, so now it does this kind of things. Also action specific to a panel. So let me, for example, let's just do as a standard text file, for example. Do I have it? Okay, let me try to add it as a text file. Okay, so well, for example, here I would show white text. So now it's more specific to the panel, this kind of actions, and instead of being globally setting for all the panels, suddenly having these properties set. So if you have multiple panels open for text editor, and this will only apply to the panel where you select the action. Yes, so now also when you create a new directory, so let me go back, let's say to a home directory, and if I create a new directory, now if I haven't selected any file, instead of hiding the move the selected files to directory, just disable it. So this way it's not resizing the window depending on whether you have a file selected or not. So now it's disabled for this. Other things done for 6.1 is that there was also a problem with a missing class for the free version. of on Commander. This was personal, so this one has been fixed. Also for Linux, so you see now it doesn't have a window. The title of the application is really at the same level as the menu, for example, and let's make it more cool in this way. What do we have then? Yeah, so when there was some problem with some online file system, and then now just skip it. The default look and feel is now this one with undecorated windows for Linux. And also we've done various improvements in the application frameworks. So here you can see them. If you go here, then you have the changes in 6.1 that I've just mentioned. But if you go there, you can see all the improvements that I've done at the same time in the application framework. And that's it for version 6.1. Okay, now let's see what's new in On Commander Pro version 6.2. So first, when you filter on specific words, it's gonna update the status bar correctly. Before it was not always doing it. Sometimes it was. Now also, when you bookmark, so let's go and add bookmark. You also have the option to bookmark to include the filter and include the sorted colon. For the image viewer, so here we go. The dimension that's here in the status bar was not always shown correctly. And sometime when you were also rotating the image, it was not showing the full image. Sometimes you had a portion of black, so the rotation also has been fixed. And there was also some problem with the auto rotate icon that would put the image in the correct rotation and detect it. And also you have the possibility, if I would add a bookmark to this one, no, in this case, it has also the option to include the zoom in this case, so that you, when you come back, it's also zoom as you bookmarked it. Then we have also added some syntax highlight for ini files. Added the possibility, so if it was going through some text files, so let me maybe have some text file over there. Let me remove this. So same thing, if I had a bookmark, he would ask me, do you want to remember the location of the caret? Same thing for the zoom part. Also for files, things like caching icons for specific file locations for when it's not a local file system has been removed. Also, I've removed also all the caching of all the directory from macOS because I did it a few times in the previous release, but every time I kind of find out new location where apparently cache icons are not the correct one for standard directories. So let me know if it's slower with this update or not in this case. So let's say I want to copy some files. So let's say let's go back to the same three ones that I've selected. So now they're copied, and I want to copy them again. Then you also have the normal fly config panel. So here some few improvements have been made. File with the same size and the last modified are by default on skip. So you can see they are here on skip because it detects, okay, same files and same time. So I probably don't need to change them. Also, if you decide to hide the same files and if you have some other files and you decide to click on replace all, in this case, it's gonna skip. You see they're still on skip and they're not on replace anymore in this case. Also, when you have a single file config, so let's say you've selected here, but then afterward it detects that the file has changed again. It has also a better handling of these panels with the option. in this case. And also if I would do like rename all, in case I would have different directory with the same name, for example, let's say you copy file from different directory and let's say you use a copy flat, for example, then it would take into account the previous one and then it would put like a 2, for example, in this case. And it's also, there was also one bug fixing about some file size showing when you were in the single size panel. This has been fixed. Now we also have quick bookmarks. So let me show it the window to you. It's Control D for quick bookmarks, and it allows you to, and you have different modes. You can, I think if I go to configuration and panel settings to have something. Oh no, that's a plugin settings in this case. Go to settings, bookmark, and you have make the quick bookmarks window modal or not. So in this case, you can see it's not modal because I can still access whatever I want. So if I go there, I can navigate, I can go to the top directories for this plugin or the top visited ones, or I can move to some other directory just like this next to it. So you have a nice navigation from all your bookmarks, but also on the top visited, for example, and so on next to it. Like I mentioned, you also have a modal. So modal, it will appear in the middle, and let me show you with modal, for example. So let's change the settings to modal. And now when I do quick bookmark, first it's related to the panel that you've selected. And when you've selected the directories, the window disappears. Where in the other times it was showing and it was remaining where you want it to be. Let me see what's next. Yeah, the copy with renaming, also what I mentioned, was also being improved. I can do it, for example, with 3 different files. Let's say these 3 files. Close this one then. And navigation file is selected. So now 1, 2, and 3, and then it's looping, and 1, 2, and 3, and so on. Yeah, so there was also some error sometime when a new panel was created that didn't fix. Things opening editor when you were using the online demo, when you were opening the text editor, there was an error that has been fixed. And the main value of this version of OnCommander Pro is now, instead of being 1-day trial, it's 30 days trial. So now you can use it for 30 days for free. And then you also have many various improvements and bug fixes, and also various improvement and bug fixes in the application framework. So you can go like last time I showed you there, and then here you can see the different improvement in the application framework. Okay, and that's it for the improvement in OnCommander Pro 6.1 and 6.2. You can go to oncommander.com and then you can download it as you want. And thank you for watching, and see you at the next update. Bye.